For a moment, imagine with me that you're on a trip. It's one you've wanted to take for a few years. You're traveling to a beautiful city on an island where the beaches have that natural sparkling brown sand and the waters are that magical crystal blue. After landing on the island, you drive for about 45 minutes. The driver pulls off at what looks like a small rest stop, and he says, "We now have to walk a trail the rest of the way." Well, inside you there's this, But then you remember, well, after all, I did design this as a getaway trip. So you get out, you unload your backpack, pull up the handle on your suitcase, and away you go on this trail. After a short distance on the trail, you come to a sizable opening in front of your eyes. And my goodness, what a sight it is to see. It's like an oasis in the city off in the balance. Your guide says, "That's the city we've come to." From this distance, you can see the small cottages nestled among the tropical greenery, small roads, beautiful looking stairways going up hills. But then there's this large body of water that's right in front of you. And you have to cross it to get to that city. So immediately you go into, your classic mode of, okay, how do we do this? There must be a ferry or some small little power boat to take us across. But the guide says no. You look around, you see nothing. You almost begin to panic, thinking, okay, I've been duped. But a few yards away, there's a sign that reads, "This way to the tunnel." And sure enough, there's a tunnel on the other side. You do a deep sigh of relief from the adrenaline rush of an almost panic, and you head into the tunnel. A short distance into the tunnel, you see some light ahead. That light motivates you to keep on going. About 2/3 of the way, the tunnel begins to narrow. You discover that you and all your baggage just can't fit in that narrow passage. You try, but to no avail. It just won't work. So at this point, you have two choices. Turn back and give up, or stop where you are and examine what's in your luggage. So now here's the criticality of this situation. You must now decide, of the things in your luggage, what are my must-haves and what can I leave behind? So you begin meticulously removing some things. You finally get the load down to where it's smaller and lighter. And the guide says, "I'll put my sticker on this big suitcase. I'll come back and take it to a special place and it will be waiting for you when you leave." And sure enough, you finally make it through the tunnel and the beauty of that small city. Inhaling the fresh air, the crystal water, it's all so amazing. You soon forget about the suitcase and its contents you left behind. Our past is one of the most potent challenges in our lives. No matter what we do or where we go to do it, our past is along for a free ride. We may be on our way towards something we want or need to do, but our experiences, our interactions with people, and the lingering effects of past regrets and disappointments, they're like these circuit breakers in the fuse box of our life. And so just when we're feeling good about the momentum we're making toward a goal, a circuit breaker trips and it shuts you down yet another time until you can find the courage to get up and go at it again. And here's one thing we all can agree on, I believe. If you've been alive for any significant period of time, you will develop a past. Some of it good, some of it not so good, and some of it excuse the term, is just the hell and damnation that life puts on us simply because it can. So whether it's my past or your past, the potency of our past will not be ignored. And let's be real, none of it will ever be 100% peppermint. This reminds me of something at this point my sainted mother said to me in years past. She said, nothing gets better by itself. Whether it's you, someone else, or something divine that happens, there must be some level of intervention. For some of us, engaging in that necessary intervention becomes a necessity early on in life. For others, it lingers like a mild but nagging toothache. In other words, you know you need to do something, but it seems so hard. To even think about it seems overwhelming. But in either case, to reach our destination in life, we must continue going toward that light at the end of the tunnel. And here's the reality that all of us must face. During our journey in that tunnel, at times the light will be bright, thank goodness, but at times it's barely visible. And I want to encourage you that we must remember it's still there. The light has not gone out, but it's waiting for our arrival. But in order to continue seeing it, it requires focus. You see, focus is seeing it clearly, but that's not all. Focus is planning for the what-ifs, but that's not all. Focus requires discipline, and discipline requires focus, but there's still more. Here's what I'm getting at, and I'm hoping you're getting it too. Focus is drawing that proverbial line in the sand, stepping over it toward what you need to achieve, and making a full-fledged, hammer-down, spit-in-your-eye commitment that you will not go back across that line for anything or anyone. Not anymore. This is final, and it must be final. On a previous presentation I did on surviving your past, this thought came to me during that presentation, and I want to share it with you. It's this. Until we effectively deal with our past, the power of who we really are is held hostage by what we've already been through and come through. Now, in case you can't or don't want to press the repeat on it, I'll repeat it for you. Until we effectively deal with our past, the power of who we really are is held hostage by what we've already been through and what we've already come through. Our closets, our dressers, the trunks, all the spaces that we keep clothes in that we've worn before, it's normal, isn't it? We keep closing those places. But what about the emotional and the relational and the character stuff that we keep stuffed in those spaces in our lives? The old stuff, the hurtful stuff, the misunderstood stuff, the should be dead and buried stuff. And oh my goodness, what about the scars from certain mistakes that others in our lives have dedicated themselves to be that negative hard drive of remembrance, and they won't let us forget it or move past it. And so we carry it around all day, every day. We sleep with it every night. And each day we respond to it like it just happened. That's what I'm referring to. That's the stuff, if you will, that's holding you hostage. And that stuff will always be a blind spot on your focus until you intentionally stop, finally deal with it for real, and unload your past and focus past your past. Jim Rohn said something that I write on the front page of all my journals. Mr. Rohn said this: the pain of discipline weighs ounces, and the pain of regret weighs tons. Wow. Regret starts out like a gray cloud over seemingly everything we do. But if it's allowed to linger too long, or if it's nurtured long enough, regret will become a blind spot to our focus. And even though we're trying to move forward, and we might be moving forward, it's almost as though we're treading water. Our head is up, but we're still not moving toward the ultimate goal. So again, I want to encourage you to decide. Finally make the no turning back decision for whatever it is you need to achieve. Whatever it is you got to get past. Whatever stuff that you stored away in those places and you keep pulling it out from time to time. Draw the proverbial line in the sand. Take one final look back at it and kiss it goodbye. And as you step across that line, it's going to begin to call you. Oh yes. It's going to say, remember me? We are old familiar friends. You can't make it without me. I've been living with you for 20, 30, sometimes 40 years. You're going to miss me, but you got to look back at it and say, this is it. And then you've got to tell yourself, I'm never going back to it again. I'm not going to even acknowledge it again. And whatever it takes, this is the time for me to focus on what I really have to do for my life. So strength and courage to you as you power forward on the journey of life. Peace, hope, and strength. And God be with you always.